Ladies and gentlemen, if Bitcoin actually does break into a parabolic bull market, and there is an if there, now I think it's likely, but it's not certain, okay? And it certainly hasn't happened yet. But if that occurs, if Bitcoin breaks into the parabolic bull market and it reconnects fully to the 4-year cycle and it sees a regular, for the most part, a regular cycle, are there any trends we can use to predict whereabouts Bitcoin might top out in terms of price, right, and date as well, right? We kind of know already what the date will be. If it is 4-year cycle based, it will be based on the date range trends that underpin the 4-year cycle. And we've got a very clear sample about where the date may be. It would be around October 2025. That's where Bitcoin would top out date-wise. But the bigger question actually is, where would Bitcoin top out price-wise? Because the 4-year cycle is the most important trend Bitcoin's ever had. It encompasses all of the price action we've seen since 2012. Every single macro move we've seen since 2012 can be explained very much within the 4-year cycle. And so we can be pretty concrete that October 2025 would be the top if we see a regular cycle. But we don't really know what price that would be at, because the 4-year cycle, although it's very useful, only really gives us a date range target. It doesn't really give us a price target. Now, you could actually make the case, and I do this all the time, but it doesn't really matter what the price range target is. You know, if we get to October 2025, no matter where the price is, we know to be cautious around that point. We know to look for any top indicators, any potential weakness as the potential top, and get the hell out. And that still holds true. So for the most part, I actually think knowing the date is more important than knowing the price. But pretty much we can just look at this for sake of entertainment pretty much and say, okay, well, even though we know the date's more important than the price, where would the price hypothetically be at if we just had to guess? And the reality is, we can't be too concrete. We don't have the data in order to be too concrete, but we can give a vague estimation. And that's what I'm going to be doing today. I think that vague estimation is probably going to be, give or take 10,000 USD, around 130,000, okay? And let me be very, very, very clear here. This is subject to change, and this is very, very speculative, and I'm not confident at all, enough in this to be calling it a prediction. This is merely an observation of data. Based on the data that I'm looking at, right, which I'll show you in a second, 130,000 sounds reasonable. Not a prediction, just an observation of data. My prediction, based on the 4-year cycle, is an October 2025 top. I don't care when the price is. You know what the price is. I don't necessarily know what the price will be. But if I was forced to guess with a gun to my head, this is what it would be, around 130,000. And we'll look into that today. Just one more disclaimer before we get into it. None of this is active until we actually break out. We haven't done that yet. And in my view, as I've said before, breaking this channel formation, breaking the 2021 all-time high with a weekly candle close, that will be sufficient in order to, get a breakout on Bitcoin. But we discussed that fully yesterday. We'll do that again tomorrow. Before we get into it, go ahead and check out the Bitcoin exchange with my referral link down below. Now, if you sign up with my referral link down below in the description or the pinned comment, you will get access to a 15% trading fee discount on this exchange for the entire lifespan of your account. On top of that, look at the screen right now. Sign up to win up to 5,500 USDT in bonuses added to your account directly on futures. If you just sign up with my referral link down below, you get that guaranteed 15% trading fee discount, as well as access to that potential 5,500 USDT reward. It literally takes 30 seconds to sign up with an email address or a password. It's global non-KYC, never been hacked before, hundreds of trading pairs. You cannot go wrong. My links are down below. Go ahead and check it out. It helps out me and it helps you out as well by getting on a good exchange. Let's get into the content. Now, in tomorrow's video, provided nothing happens on the regular price charts, we will be going over how to know when to sell, okay? And that is a different topic than where we might top out. Where we might top out is pretty much purely for entertainment purposes. We know the date would be October 2025. The price is pretty much purely for entertainment purposes. That's what we're looking into today. How to know when to sell is looking at indicators that basically tell us we're nearing a top right now. It's probably time to get out, right? That's an important video topic. We'll look at that tomorrow. But today I've got a few different data points, 3 separate kind of data points explaining why 130,000 roughly might be the most probable target for a Bitcoin bull market top, okay? One of them is based on 4-year cycle and my extrapolations of that trend into mathematical formulas, which give an average target of around 130,000. One of them is an angle-based logarithmic regression channel, okay? Very important channel there. It gives a target of around 130,000 based on the 4-year cycle's date range top prediction. And one of them is the Bitcoin power law indicator. We can brush over these in a few minutes here. So let's go ahead and get into it. The first one is my 4-year cycle formulas, okay? Now, this is probably an interesting one, but it's a little bit vague as well. But the reason why I'm pretty confident in my 4-year cycle formulas, my formulas that are derived from the 4-year cycle, trying to give price targets, because the 4-year cycle, of course, is based on dates, trying to give price targets here. So I've taken different sample points of data throughout the 4-year cycle, throughout the last 12 years of price action on Bitcoin. I've implemented them into mathematical formulas. And the reason why I'm relatively confident in my ability to do this is because it worked already, okay? I took the data from bottom to peak before the halving in historical cycles on Bitcoin. I applied the same percentage difference between the historical data points and applied it to this cycle. And at around a price of $30,000 on Bitcoin, I made this formula, and I was predicting basically based on all the data that we would see a pre-halving peak on Bitcoin at around 63,000. And the halving actually occurred literally within $400 of that price target that I made at 9 months in advance, around 30,000 USD below the price of that prediction. So it worked in the past. And so that's why I can make these speculative projections with some degree of confidence, vague confidence, because it worked in the past. I was able to predict the halving price pretty accurately there. I mean, you couldn't get more accurate than that. So I've got two formulas here. You can pause the video, you can take a look at them. One of them is based on peaks to tops, taking percentage differences from previous cycles, applying them forward. And one of them is based on halving to top, doing the same thing. And basically, one of the formulas gives me a cyclical top target of 103,000, so around 100,000. And one of them gives me a top target of 155,000. Now, we can look at this two ways. We can just say, okay, 103,000, 155,000. Therefore, that's a very, very big ballpark estimate of where we could top out. Makes a lot of sense. And in doing that, we can cut out some potential, ridiculous scenarios. Like if we got one formula which is optimistic and one formula which is conservative, that says 103K and 155K, we can therefore just completely ignore the price targets of 300,000 that YouTubers are talking about, because that's completely irrational, right? We've got two formulas. One of them says 150, one of them says 100. 300,000's way out of the ballpark, and so we can just ignore it completely, right? So that's one of the utilities of it. Another one of the utilities of it is we can just basically just go like, okay, well, one of them says 103, one of them says 155. Let's just take the middle number there and just use that as a vague estimate, okay? And that middle number is 130,000, okay? So that wouldn't be enough on its own. But then we have two more things. One of them is this angle-based logarithmic regression trend on Bitcoin. Now, it actually goes back to price cycles on one more data point on each side, but it's a hassle to get the chart completely correctly to draw it. So I've just drawn it like this for now. But what you'll notice about this chart is the angles are very relevant, okay? 30 degrees, okay, is double 15, and 15 is double 7.5, which is rounded up to 8. So what happens here on tops and bottoms is that we're basically halving the angle of increase every single cycle, okay? So 18 is half of 36, 9 is half of 18, 8 is half of 16, 15 is half of 30, okay? I haven't got the angles exactly correct, but you can see the point here, and we can go back, and we have done it in the past, an extra cycle to get 3 consecutive data points on each kind of trend or each angle here. So the one on the lows and the ones on the highs, they go back 3 data points each. But what this tells us is that Bitcoin is in some sort of logarithmic regression trend. And basically, in the bull markets, it hits the peak of the logarithmic regression channel. And in the bear markets, it hits the trough, okay? So if we only know the date that Bitcoin will top out, we can therefore just look at where Bitcoin would be based on that date, right? And get a price target. Now, we know as per 4-year cycle, Bitcoin would be topping out around, let's say around November 2025. In November 2025, if this logarithmic regression channel holds true, we would be at the peak, okay, because we usually top out at the peaks, at around 135,000, okay? Now, this is interesting because we have the 4-year cycle trend formula averages giving us around 130,000. Now we have this logarithmic regression channel trend giving us 130,000. So now it becomes a little bit more concrete. Okay, maybe 130,000 is a serious target. And then we go into the power law chart on Bitcoin, which is a very important chart, which has actually proven its utility earlier this year. The logarithmic power law chart on Bitcoin, historically speaking, has led to the purple line, the top line of a channel, marking the tops on Bitcoin, the red line marking the bottoms, and the green line marking kind of a mid-cycle important point. Now, in this cycle, in last cycle, I should say, the purple line did not mark the top, okay? And so for that reason, a lot of people have completely thrown out the logarithmic power law chart and stopped looking at it. Now, I think that was a bad idea. I'll tell you why. Because although it did not mark the top perfectly in last cycle, what it did do in March this year is it marked the local top that we saw at the all-time high break in March, which no other indicator did. There was not a single indicator in the cryptocurrency market that marked the top, right, in March. No one predicted a 74K top in March, and no one predicted it to hold for this period of time. The only thing that predicted that was the power law chart, which again proves that this chart is still relevant, maybe for a different purpose, right? Maybe the purple line that previously marked the top is irrelevant now, but this green line is the only thing in the market that predicted that top at 74K. And now that we know that that green line has the ability to mark very important tops, okay, maybe not cyclical tops yet, but very important tops that led to 7 months, 8 months of consolidation, the largest consolidation we've ever seen on Bitcoin. All we need to do is look at where that green line would be in October 2025 as per the 4-year cycle's date range top prediction. And what you'll see on the screen there, where's that number? That number in green is $130,000 in October 2025, okay? Which is where the bull market is expected to be end as per the 4-year cycle. So we have 3 separate trends, 3 separate formulas predicting a top of around 130,000. We can't be precise with it, but around 130,000 if there is a conventional 4-year cycle. Now, again, so many disclaimers I can give you. This is not a prediction, it's an observation of data. We could go ahead this cycle and actually break above this channel, in which case we do the same thing on power law. Maybe this cycle goes further to the upside than expected. Maybe it doesn't reach where it needs to go. Maybe we don't see the 4-year cycle play out at all. Maybe the 4-year cycle breaks. There's so many things that could go wrong here. But for entertainment purposes alone, if I was to choose, based on the data I have currently available, if I was to pick where Bitcoin would top roughly by a price, and I just had to make a pick, first of all, I wouldn't do it, but if I had to make a pick, it would be around 130,000, right? We have 4-year cycle formulas giving us a vague median for 130,000. We have the logarithmic regression channel saying 130,000, and we have the power law chart, which has acted very importantly this year so far, proven its importance, giving us 130,000 as well. Potentially, we could have a situation where Bitcoin topping out in the 4-year cycle at, October 2025 at 130,000. That could be the actual top for Bitcoin. And that doesn't seem unreasonable at all. It doesn't seem too optimistic, and it doesn't seem too conservative. Just based on intuition, it seems about right. So that's my video, guys. I've really got nothing else to add. I don't want to be too concrete about it. I don't want to sit here and say, I'm claiming wolves of crypto, we're going to be reaching 130K. I hope I've kind of given you my uncertainty around it as well. But I'm just giving you a target there, just so you can set your expectations reasonably. That's what some of the data is suggesting, around 130K. And although we can't be too confident in it, using that, that kind of reasonable suggestion, we can go ahead and just disregard all of these ridiculous targets. That's the utility of it, right? Maybe it's not too useful. Maybe it's entertainment purposes. Okay, sure. But, given the fact there is at least an adequate amount of data supporting 130,000, all of the 300K, 400K predictions start to sound completely outrageous. So that's the utility in it. So guys, thank you for watching the video. Let me know what you think. Where will Bitcoin reach for target in your view? Where will Bitcoin reach its bull market top in your view? Let me know down below. Let me know what you think about these trends, etc. I'm interested to hear what you have to think. Just leave any comment of any sort, positive or negative. It really helps out the channel. If you made it this far, I'm sure you can go down there and leave a comment. It really helps me out, guys. So do that if you're interested. Again, I'll mention the Bitcoin exchange. As I mentioned in the introduction, we've got 15% trading fee discounts. We've got 5,000 USD in rewards just for signing up with my link down below. Global non-KYC, never been hacked before. Everything you need. Why wouldn't you sign up? It's all there. Use my links down below. I'll also mention the Become a Trader 10-unit course, and this is very interesting. If you want to learn how to trade, right, we did a full kind of analysis of the courses available to people in the crypto space. They're all trash, basically. Most of them are trash. There's a few good ones, but this is one of the good ones, and I'll tell you why. Okay, worksheets, slideshows, video diagrams, and a trading diary. 5 separate avenues for learning here, targeting all types of learners, visual, practical, verbal, whatever it may be, all of which is available in this course, which is about 10 times lower priced than some of the courses in this space sold by the biggest YouTubers. So check it out. There's nothing you can lose there. It's on the website. Throw us an email. Email address is there as well. And the last thing I'll get you to check out is the VIP group on Telegram. We've got a 78.32% win ratio. So 78.32% win ratio on hundreds of trades over the course of 2 years, all transparently shown in that PDF document there. I don't hide anything. All the wins, all the losses are shown there. Very proud of my track record on VIP. I post trading signals 4 times a week. You get a group chat as well. You can't go wrong. Check it out if you're interested. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you tomorrow.